Chapter 11, A Near Miss. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Li, something's up with you, that I saw Director Zhao and a few cops talking to Jiang Li. What's going on? What's happened to me? Jiang Li asked. You better explain yourself, because bringing the police to school like this could seriously damage my reputation. If you don't clear this up, I'm suing you for defamation. Despite the police presence, Jiang Li looked at Director Zhao without an ounce of fear. Humph. What's the big deal? Come with us, please. Director Zhao signaled to one of the officers to prepare to take Jiang Li into custody. Ha! Jiang Li scoffed. You want to take me in? Got a warrant? If you don't have one, I'm not going anywhere. Jiang Li stood his ground, demanding to see the warrant before cooperating. You're suspected of aggravated assault. We need you to come downtown with us for questioning. These officers seem to be all business, not just some guys Director Zhao had roped in to rough him up. Could Director Zhao be trying to set me up by filing a false police report? Jiang Li wondered to himself. You're saying I'm suspected of intentionally hurting someone. Any proof? If you're talking about Zhao Zijin, I have a signed waiver agreement with him. I beat him fair and square in front of everyone. If he's coming after me for that, everyone here can vouch for me. I can prove Jiang Li wasn't at fault. Phosphorus called out. Me too. Other students quickly chimed in. Seeing how things were unfolding, Director Zhao couldn't hold back any longer. What do you think you're doing? Are you rebelling? How dare you speak up for a criminal suspect? You trying to get yourselves expelled? One more word and you're all out. That even the usually timid teacher couldn't stand Director Zhao's bullying anymore. He risked the guy's wrath to defend Jiang Li. Director Zhao, you can't talk like that. Jiang Li didn't do anything wrong, and you're threatening the students? Are you kidding me? Do you even have the right to speak here? Shut your mouth. Director Zhao snapped at the teacher, asserting his authority. And what about me? Do I get to speak here? Then a booming voice echoed through the crowd. Director Zhao turned around, his face paling. Principal. He stammered. He wondered how much the principal had just heard. Zhao Qianga, I know exactly what you're up to. The principal said. I was already giving you a pass for Zhao Zijin's scheme with Jiang Li. Now you've gone and filed a false report, and you're openly threatening students and teachers. This time, I'm not letting it slide. You can consider this your notice of resignation as deputy director, effective after the next school board meeting. Maybe then you can learn what professional ethics really means. The principal ripped into Zhao Qianga. Principal, Zhao Qianga hadn't realized the principal knew about his past actions, or that the punishment would be this severe. It had taken him over 20 years to climb to this position, and now the principal was ready to demote him to an ordinary teacher. He couldn't accept it. The idea of losing his power and influence was unbearable. Principal, you can't do this to me. I know I messed up, and I'll make things right. Please don't take my position away. Humph, too late for that. Principal, seeing the head of the high school affiliated to Jiang University being so resolute, Zhao Qianga panicked and tried to plead with him, but the officer stopped him. Zhao Qianga, you're coming with us. Having filed a false police report, Zhao Qianga was immediately detained. What are you doing? Why are you arresting me? I didn't file a false report. You should be taking Jiang Li. Don't touch me. I know your boss. The officers weren't impressed. They cuffed him and dragged him away. Jiang Li, we apologize for what happened today. Before leaving, they said. Jiang Li took note of the officer in charge, Captain Wang, and decided to tell his father when he got home. After all, this area's police station was essentially under his father's jurisdiction. After Zhao Qianga was led away, the principal gave Jiang Li a kind smile. They knew each other well. The principal had held Jiang Li when he was a baby, and their families had always stayed in contact. That night, Jiang Li was tackled by a massive dog when he got home. Instead of getting up, Jiang Li started playing with the dog. Wind speed dog, stop it, that the elf who knocked him over was Wind Speed Dog, Jiang Li's childhood playmate. When he was little, Jiang Li would ride Wind Speed Dog around, becoming the terror of the neighborhood. Plus, Wind Speed Dog was his father's main elf, a force to be reckoned with. Jiang Li had heard this from others, of course. As far back as he could remember, his father had been a professional trainer. His father had always been his hero. Professional level strength was second only to gym level, a true mainstay. Gym level trainers were rare. The mayor of Jinling City was one of them. As a professional trainer, his father had always stayed at the grassroots level. Some leaders wanted to promote him, but he was reluctant, preferring to be on the front lines. Jiang Li used exploring eyes on Wind Speed Dog. Race, Wind Speed Dog. Gender, male. Strength, level 55, intermediate gym level. Attribute, fire. Characteristic, Heart of Justice, hidden. Talent, Quasi-King level. Skills, Flame Will, Tackle, Flamethrower, Quick Attack, Recover, Hold Back, Flare Blitz, Fire Fong, Extreme Speed, Hyper Beam, Bite. Whoa! Jiang Li's eyes widened as he took in the data. Jiang Li, what is it? His outburst startled his mother. She thought he had lost it. Chapter 12 The Unfathomable Father Jiang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's okay, Mom. I'm fine, Jiang Li said quickly. He'd definitely overreacted. He just hadn't expected his dad's supposed professional level strength to be a complete smokescreen. Turns out his Arcanine was gym level, mid-tier at that. That was a shock, especially since it was only his third Pokémon. If the Arcanine was that strong, his first two must be beasts. It suddenly clicked for Jiang Li why there were rumors about the Jinling City mayor wanting to promote his dad. The talk was that he'd be bumped up to the municipal bureau as director in a few years. Honestly, his dad had the chops for it. A gym-level trainer could practically run their own show. Even the mayor of Jinling, a major city, was only a peak gym-level trainer, just shy of quasi-elite. With dad's strength, he could be successful anywhere. Jiang Li couldn't figure out why he liked staying under the radar. Even knowing his dad's real power, Jiang Li wouldn't spill the beans. Let everyone think he was just a regular guy, coasting along. Wouldn't that be great? At dinner, Jiang Li told his parents about what happened with him and Zhao Zijin, and especially about the run-in with Captain Wang. His mom was furious. She told him right then and there that if anything like that happened again and he didn't tell them, he was grounded for life. His dad also laid into him, saying they should be the first call, no matter what. What if he'd gotten seriously hurt? Seeing how worried his parents were, Jiang Li was touched. That night, Zhao Qianga, totally drained, got back to his place. He'd gotten an earful at the station for filing a false report, plus, his old buddy, Captain Wang, ripped into him and said they were done. Turns out, that team leader got chewed out so badly by Jiang Li's dad, he nearly lost his job. Captain Wang was livid, saying Zhao Qianga had set him up for disaster. Back home, Zhao Qianga got another round of yelling from his wife, thinking about his son in the hospital. Zhao Qianga's hatred for Jiang Li just intensified. He was consumed by a crazy idea. Meanwhile, back with Jiang Li, his Charmander was already level 15 and on the verge of evolving. He decided to hit up the local gym after school for a few matches to help his Charmander evolve into Charmeleon. Jinling City had the Weak Water Gym, a provincial-level gym for Jiangnan Province. Don't underestimate the Weak Water Gym. Becoming a provincial gym wasn't easy. The Chinese Alliance classified gyms into 3 tiers: national, provincial/ministerial, and regional. Anything else was just a low-level gym because without the Alliance certification, it didn't count. National-level gyms were super rare, only 18 in the whole Chinese Alliance. The leaders of those gyms were usually elite trainers. National-level gyms were mostly clustered in one area. To become a provincial/ministerial gym, you had to be the top gym in the province or major city. Same deal at the regional level, only one top gym per region. The competition between gyms was fierce, except for those national-level behemoths. Regional gym rankings changed pretty much every year, and even the provincial/ministerial spots got shuffled sometimes. The Weak Water Gym in Jiangnan Province was a well-known water-type gym in the eastern region. It had been around for decades, ever since the gym opened, and had been the provincial gym of Jiangnan. Province. The whole time, aside from the national-level water gym in Magic City, Shanghai, the weak water gym was the strongest in the eastern region, or Jiangnan province to be exact, and the leader of the weak water gym was a quasi-elite trainer. The name weak water gym told you everything you needed to know. It was all about water types. Jiang Li hopped in a cab and headed to Jiangzinsu, where the massive weak water gym was located. The place was packed, with tons of people watching matches or competing themselves. After all, beefing up Pokémon wasn't just about careful training and resources, they also needed battles to gain experience, but the wild was dangerous, so you'd better be strong before going out there. That's why a lot of people preferred gym battles. It was a safe way to train Pokémon and maybe even make some money. You earned points for every win in the gym, and if you racked up 10 wins in a row, you got 1,000 yuan bonus, but very few people actually pulled that off. Most people came to the gym just to train their Pokémon, and a lot of them wanted points too. Points were valuable and could be redeemed for certain resources. Points also determined your ranking. They were tied to your personal account, so the more you had, the higher you were. For example, Jiang Li currently had 0 points and was ranked at the novice level in the Chinese league. That meant he was ranked somewhere after 900 million. In other words, the Chinese alliance had at least 900 million novice trainers. These were probably just ordinary people who only had their starting Pokémon. Jiang Li signed up for the novice arena competition. It cost 100 yuan to register, and he got 1 point for every win. If he lost, he just had to register again, but he wouldn't lose any points. The alliance definitely encouraged arena battles. After all, it was forbidden to fatally injure Pokémon in the arena. The side whose Pokémon was exhausted and fainted was declared the loser, and causing fatal harm to a Pokémon, or even mental damage to the trainer, could land you in legal trouble. If things were bad enough, you could even have your trainer's license revoked and be sentenced to life in prison. Chapter 13 Gym Arena. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Alright, let's get contestants Jiang Li and Sun Fan up here. After signing up, Jiang Li's turn came quickly. At the referee's signal, both trainers sent out their Pokémon. Go, Charmander. Alright, Bobo, you're up. The 2 Pokémon appeared, ready to face off in the ring. Wow, that's a Charmander from one of the U families. Someone exclaimed. Who's the kid? To have a Charmander as his first Pokémon? He must be rich. A spectator muttered jealously. Jiang Li, seeing his opponent's Sun Fan chose Bobo, a common bird Pokémon, immediately used the probing eye system. Species, Bobo, gender, female, level, 13, novice peak, type, normal/flying, ability, keen eye, potential, professional, moves, tackle, sand attack, gust, quick attack. The opponent's Bobo was strong for a newbie, but that was expected. Being new to the arena, Jiang Li didn't expect to face anyone too tough right away. Sun Fan, seeing Jiang Li's Charmander, felt a twinge of envy, but he quickly regained his composure, putting on a cocky grin. After all, Sun Fan figured Jiang Li was just some spoiled kid whose family had deep pockets. He probably didn't pick the Pokémon the league gave out but bought one from a breeder. So what if it's a U family Charmander? Sun Fan thought. With our bond, Bobo and I can beat him and prove money isn't everything. Charmander, use Ember. The moment the referee started the match, Jiang Li had his Charmander take the offensive with an Ember attack. Bobo, fly up and dodge. Facing the swirling flames, Bobo flapped its wings, soaring into the air to avoid the attack. Bobo, use Sand attack. Sun Fan, knowing fire types, immediately had Bobo use a ground-type move. Ground was super effective against fire, and Sand attack was the only ground-type move Bobo knew. Bobo stirred up the energy around it, creating a cloud of sand and dust, blasting it towards Charmander. Charmander, Dragon Breath. Facing the incoming sandstorm, Jiang Li ordered Charmander to retaliate with Dragon Breath. Dragon energy enveloped Charmander, and it unleashed a stream of draconic power from its mouth. The Dragon Breath blew away Bobo's Sand attack and struck Bobo directly. The Dragon Breath sent it flying. Bobo lost control mid-air and slammed into the barrier. Bobo! Are you okay? Sun Fan cried out, concerned. Charmander, finish it with another Dragon Breath. Bobo, struggling in the sky, was hit by another dragon breath. It crashed to the ground, flapping its wings weakly. The previous attacks had drained most of its energy. Charmander, go in for the knockout. Seeing Bobo grounded, Charmander grinned, charged forward, and slashed with its claws. Bobo was knocked aside. Charmander wins. The referee declared Jiang Li the winner. Against a novice-level Bobo, Charmander had won easily and looked ready for more. Sun Fan rushed to the ring, anxiously picking up Bobo to check on it. He gently touched Bobo's forehead, looking concerned. He then took Bobo to the nearby Pokémon Center. Pokémon that fainted in the arena could receive free recovery at the gym's Pokémon Center. Luckily, Bobo had just fainted and wasn't seriously injured. It wouldn't affect Sun Fan at all. Bobo just needed some rest. After 9 straight matches, Jiang Li's Charmander had won every one cleanly. Jiang Li could feel Charmander's confidence soaring. 9 straight victories had it pumped for the next battle. Jiang Li also sensed that Charmander was on the verge of a breakthrough. Arena 7, Zhao Jing to the stage. The referee called out for the next challenger. Soon, Jiang Li's 10th arena opponent appeared. She was wearing a black skirt and black stockings. She wore light makeup and looked like a white-collar professional. The woman in black spoke as she stepped onto the stage. Hey, little brother, this is your 10th match, but your winning streak ends here. You'll be lucky to lose to me. She giggled, like she was toying with him. Seeing Zhao Jing's playful demeanor, Jiang Li hid his annoyance. Go, Nidona. Zhao Jing sent out a Nidona, already evolved to its 2nd stage. This Nidona was light blue, tall, with a spiked back and thick limbs. It had large ears, resembling a Komodo dragon standing upright. As the 2nd stage evolution of Nidorun, it had a type advantage against the 1st stage Charmander. As expected, the gym wasn't going to let Jiang Li get 10 consecutive wins easily. The earlier opponents were weaker or evenly matched with Charmander, but in the final decisive match, the gym assigned him a 2nd stage evolved Pokémon, stronger than Charmander. Jiang Li used his probing eye on Nidona. Species, Nidona. Gender, female. Level, 16, novice peak, intermediate. Type, poison. Ability, hustle, hidden ability. Potential, gym leader. Moves, growl, poison sting, scratch, fury swipes, tail whip, dig, poison jab. The Nidona was already level 16, reaching novice peak with intermediate strength. Its potential was at the gym leader level. With enough resources, this Nidona could easily reach that level. This showed that Zhao Jing was powerful too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have a Pokémon with such impressive potential. Chapter 14 Evolve. Fire Dinosaur. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Even though Nidona's attacks are poison-based, fire isn't weak against poison. However, Nidoqueen, Nidona's final evolution, is poison and ground type. Nidona already knows some ground moves, and with its evolution halfway complete, it's a tough opponent. Nidona, poison sting. With the referee's signal, the match began. Zhao Jing immediately ordered Nidona to attack with poison sting. The light blue, rat-like Pokémon opened its mouth, colorful venom sprayed out, solidifying into sharp, needle-like projectiles. The poisonous needles flew towards Charmander. Charmander, Ember. Facing the poison sting attack, Jiang Li countered immediately. Charmander opened its mouth, gathering fire energy. Then, it shot out swirling embers. The embers struck the poison sting attack, burning them up and vaporizing them. The air filled with a foul odor as the venom turned to poisonous gas, which was then carried away by the breeze. Zhao Jing wasn't discouraged that poison sting didn't work. Nidona, dig. Knowing that Charmander was a fire type, Zhao Jing decided to exploit his weakness. Ground moves would deal double damage. Nidona stood upright, waved its claws, and leaped. Like a diver, it tucked into a streamlined position and dug into the ground with its claws. Nidona vanished underground as if swimming. Jiang Li was at a disadvantage. Charmander had no way to deal with this kind of attack. Since he'd only been training Charmander for a day or two, it didn't know many moves. Jiang Li resolved to train Charmander more so it could learn more skills. Charmander, stay alert and watch your feet. Jiang Li had no other choice but to tell Charmander to pay attention. The arena grew quiet. Charmander focused on the ground, trying to anticipate Nidona's movements. Suddenly, Charmander felt a vibration underfoot. and the ground erupted. Nidona burst out right under Charmander, ready to strike. Charmander reacted just in time and tried to jump back, but before it could, Nidona knocked Charmander off balance. Charmander flipped in the air and crashed to the ground. Charmander, seeing Charmander get hurt, Jiang called out, worried. Charmander got to its feet, signaling that it was okay. It resumed its stance, ready to continue the battle. Some of the spectators knew that Charmander was going to lose. Jiang respected Charmander's willingness to fight. Charmander, go in with Dragon Claw. Jiang had Charmander learn Dragon Claw with a TM the night before. Nidona, body slam. Zhao Jing wasn't giving up and ordered Nidona to meet the attack head-on. Charmander's claw connected with Nidona. Dragon Claw dealt significant damage, but the little fire lizard was sent flying again. Even after crashing, Charmander struggled to stand and keep fighting. Standing at the edge of the arena, Jiang felt pained, wanting to forfeit, but he couldn't. Charmander wanted to win. Nidona, finish Charmander. Zhao Jing pressed the advantage, giving Charmander no room to breathe, but Charmander faced its opponent head-on, refusing to back down. Its strong will moved some of the onlookers. Suddenly, a miracle. Charmander glowed with a bright white light, the light of evolution. The little fire lizard grew taller, its limbs becoming longer and more powerful. The flame on its tail burned even brighter. Charmeleon stood on the battlefield, showing its new form to the audience. The evolution had healed all of Charmeleon's injuries. Jiang scanned Charmeleon. Species, Charmeleon. Gender, male. Strength, level 16, advanced novice. Type, fire. Ability, blaze/drought. Potential, champion. Moves, scratch, growl, ember, fireball, smokescreen, thief, dragon claw, dragon rage, dragon dive. Having evolved, Charmeleon's strength was now at the peak of the novice rank, and close to the early intermediate level. The Charmeleon was more than a match for Nidona. Seeing the evolved Charmeleon, Zhao Jing smiled. I didn't expect your Charmander to evolve. But even evolved, it won't beat my Nidona. Ma'am. Jiang was about to reply, but Zhao Jing's face went sour. What did you say? You think I'm old? Clearly upset, Zhao Jing ordered their Pokémon to continue the attack. Nidona, dig again. Nidona instantly dove into the ground. Charmeleon, stay alert. Charmeleon focused intently on sensing Nidona's location. Nidona patiently waited underground. Then, the ground under Charmeleon's feet shifted. Now, Charmeleon, dragon breath. Nidona burst from the earth at Charmeleon's feet, but Charmeleon had already reacted, turning and leaping away. Chapter 15 Defeat Nidona. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Facing Nidona, she used Dig and launched a surprise attack from underground, but the fire dinosaur had learned its lesson and spun around just in time to avoid the hit. It then started gathering dragon energy in its mouth, unleashing a barrage of dragon breath. Nidona, still underground, was disoriented. The full force of dragon breath slammed into her, and she cried out in pain. Clearly, that attack had done some serious damage. Nidona, are you okay? Nido. Hearing Nidona's cry, Zhao Jing called out with concern from the sidelines. Being a woman, she empathized with her Pokémon and didn't want to see it suffer. Initially, Zhao Jing just wanted Nidona to forfeit, but seeing the look in her eyes, she knew Nidona was too stubborn to give up. So, she just told her to keep fighting. Nidona, use Poison Fang. Nidona focused all the poisonous energy in her body, creating swirling masses of colorful, toxic liquid around her. This was her strongest move. The concentrated venom surged toward the fire dinosaur. Fire dinosaur, dodge it. The fire dinosaur ran, jumping to avoid the venom blasts. It was agile enough to evade the attack. However, the venom missed the dinosaur and splattered on the ground. Instead of disappearing, it seeped into the earth, spreading rapidly. The poison kept expanding, gradually shrinking the fire dinosaur's safe zone. Jiang knew they couldn't keep fighting like this. The poison would eventually cover the whole arena. The fire dinosaur would have nowhere to stand, and Nidona would be poisoned. Fire dinosaur, continuous fireball jutsu, let's go. Jiang Li decided to break the stalemate with a fireball. The fire dinosaur gathered the surrounding fire energy and channeled it into his body. He opened his mouth, forming a huge fireball. He unleashed a rapid stream of fireballs, scorching the ground. The intense heat instantly dried up the poisonous swamp created by Nidona's attack. The toxins were neutralized by the high temperature. A pungent smell filled the air, causing some spectators to cover their noses and mouths. Fire dinosaur, dragon breath. Now, Jiang Li saw Nidona was still recovering from the poison fang attack and was too tired to react. Dragon breath. Cheap shot, Zhao Jing yelled as the fire dinosaur launched the attack. It gathered dragon energy, forming a blast of energy in its mouth and fired it at Nidona. Before she could react, Nidona was hit by the blast and knocked to the ground. The fire dinosaur seized the opportunity, leaping forward and slamming Nidona with dragon claw. A few hits was all it took. Nidona was KO'd. Seeing Nidona faint, the referee declared the fire dinosaur the winner. Zhao Jing quickly recalled Nidona, glaring at Jiang Li as she left. He found it kinda cute. Actually, his goal for coming to the gym was complete. Charmander had finally evolved. Jiang Li collected the 1,000 yuan prize money and decided to call it a day. He wanted to let his fire dinosaur rest. After so many battles, both of them were mentally exhausted. Bored, Jiang Li watched other matches. Whoa! He spotted a familiar face in the crowd. It was Ji Ling, the lucky girl from Class 7 who got Squirtle as her starter. He remembered her name now. She was competing in the arena. Jiang Li decided to use his skill on her Squirtle to check its stats. Race, Squirtle. Gender, female. Strength, level 13, peak of novice level. Attribute, water. Characteristic, rain dish. Hidden characteristic. Talent, quasi-king. Skills, tackle, tail whip, withdraw, water gun, rapid spin, bite. G. Ling Squirtle had quasi-king talent. That's pretty rare. With the right resources, it would have an easier time reaching quasi-king level than other Pokémon, and Ji Ling had trained her Squirtle well. Squirtle knew so many moves. Ji Ling's family must be loaded. If Lin Lan hadn't been spending his parents' money, his Charmander wouldn't have learned as many moves. Ji Ling's Squirtle was already dominating its opponent, knocking it into the air. It was obvious who was going to win. Squirtle was stronger, had a type advantage, and had a wider move pool. Easy win, just as he predicted. Ji Ling's Squirtle quickly defeated its opponent. After watching a few more matches, Jiang Li went home. That night, he was lying in bed, thinking about training the fire dinosaur the next day, when the system suddenly announced a new mission. System mission, Crisis in the Dark. Task content, identify and neutralize those who are plotting against you. Task reward, Keystone. Jiang Li was shocked by the mission announcement. He immediately asked the system who was planning to attack him, but the system wouldn't answer, leaving Jiang Li to figure it out himself. After thinking for a bit, Jiang Li realized that the most likely candidate was Zhao Tiange. Chapter 16 Rich Mission Rewards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Li was surprised to hear that the principal had reassigned Zhao Tiange, stripping him of his administrative role and leaving him as just a regular teacher. So, you're actually going to try something. A leopard can't change its spots, huh? Then, Jiang Li checked the mission reward, and it got him really pumped. The system was offering a keystone, and he immediately questioned it. Yuyo, is this the keystone, the one from the Mega Evolution set? Yes, host. The keystone is to help you and your Pokémon connect so you can Mega Evolve. Jiang Li was stoked after getting that confirmation. Completing this task meant getting a keystone for free. A complete set of Mega Evolution stones is super rare and expensive. Even a single keystone can cost over 100 million, and they're even harder to find than regular evolution stones. There's no way Jiang Li could afford that right now, so getting one through the system was a huge deal. He knew he had to nail this task. The task was to deal with Zhao Tiange, but he didn't have any solid proof yet. He couldn't just call the cops and say, Zhao Tiange's after me. So, if he couldn't take action, he would have to wait for the right opportunity. Jiang Li went to his dad and told him everything. His dad wasn't convinced Zhao Tiange would be crazy enough to attack Jiang Li. But, being a dad, he didn't want to take any chances. He handed Jiang Li his own Pokeball. containing the Arcanine that Jiang Li had grown up with. His dad sending Arcanine to protect him made Jiang Li feel much safer. After all, an gym-level Arcanine was more than capable of keeping him safe, but you can't be on guard forever. This Zhao Tiange is like a poisonous snake in the dark, and problems will arise sooner or later. Therefore, we must lure the snake out of the hole and provoke Zhao Tiange out, Jiang Li thought silently in his heart. So he decided to give Zhao Tiange a chance to show the snake's legs. So Jiang Li went to school as normal, and went to the gym every day to compete in the arena as usual, and he still won more than he lost, and his winning rate was very high. In this way, Jiang Li became famous in the novice-level circle of Ruoshui Gym because his winning rate in novice-level competitions was actually the first in the city. If it weren't for the novice-level competition data of the Weak Water Gym and the nationwide connection, otherwise, Jiang Li's current winning rate in novice-level arena matches would probably rank among the best in the country. Moreover, Jiang Li also gained a lot of points during this period, and his points ranking was at the novice level, barely entering the top 10 in the country. It's not that Jiang Li doesn't work hard. But some people are just too busy and keep playing games at the novice level to gain points. Anyway, points will not be deducted if you lose the game, so you just keep collecting points. It doesn't matter if you exchange money for points, points are definitely worth more than money anyway. Some things cannot be bought with money, but points can be exchanged for them. Moreover, Jiang Li will also enter the next level of ranking. Because during this time, Jiang Li's fire dinosaur also went on several dimensional adventures. His strength has also improved a lot, reaching level 19, which is the peak strength of the novice level. He is only one step away from reaching the peak of novice level strength. Race, fire dinosaur, gender, male, strength, level 19, novice level and advanced peak, attribute, fire, features, power of the sun/water storage, talent, champion level, skills, fire release, fireball technique, fire release, phoenix immortal fire technique, sparks, dragon breath, smoke screen, thief, dragon claw, flame fang, flame vortex, high-speed star, charged flame attack, reverse scale, dragon god dive. Now Jiang Li's elves are about to enter the ordinary level, while at the same time, his classmates' elves are still wandering around the novice level, elementary level, and intermediate level. This is enough to show how perverted Jiang Li is to improve his strength with the system, and the gap between Jiang Li and his peers will become wider and wider now. At the same time, Jiang Li also took the time to exercise. After all, Charmander completed the second stage of evolution and became a fire dinosaur, and the strength of the fire dinosaur has also improved a lot. Because of the contracted elves, a lot of energy was fed back into Jiang Li's body. This has improved his physical fitness a lot during this period, and if he doesn't take more exercise to master this power, otherwise, you may not be able to catch the chopsticks in the future, and it will be easy to break the chopsticks directly. On this day, Jiang Li traveled to school, home and gym as usual. During this period, in order to attract Zhao Tiange, the poisonous snake in the darkness, to come out of his hole, he always chose a relatively remote place to go when he went back. On the way home, Jiang Li walked to an abandoned park. The road in front of him was blocked by a man wearing a black coat. Jiang Li was not surprised when he saw his appearance. Instead, he stared at him thoughtfully. The man in the black coat took off his hood, revealing a haggard look on his face. He stared at Jiang Li with dark eyes and regarded him as meat on the chopping board. Ha ha ha. Jiang Li, you didn't expect it. It's me you're seeing. It turned out that the man wearing a black coat and looking haggard was Zhao Tiange. It was obvious that Zhao Tiange had been staring at Jiang Li for a long time, and today he finally couldn't help but take action against Jiang Li. Oh, Master Zhao. No, Teacher Zhao, what do you want to do here today? Jiang Li pretended not to know anything and asked Zhao Tiange what he was doing here. Moreover, Jiang Yu kept entertaining him, irritating him directly and deliberately, and continued to scratch his wounds to irritate him. Ha 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 ha. Jiang Li. You've already come to this point, and you still dare to talk to me like this? I see that you really want to drink wine as a penalty instead of toasting, so you can just stay here today. Don't worry. I will find a better place to bury you. Today next year will be your death anniversary. Facing Zhao Tiange's undisguised murderous intent, Jiang Li pretended to beg for mercy. As a teacher, I didn't expect you to be so unethical. If you touch me today, aren't you afraid that the police will come to arrest you? As long as you let me go today, I won't tell this matter. This will be good for both you and me. Chapter 17 Crazy Director Zhao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hahaha. Zhao Qing's smug grin widened at Jiang Li's words, his voice edging toward mania. The cops? Hahaha. I'd like to see them try to arrest me. I've been dodging cameras the whole way, and this stretch of road is a total blind spot. Once you're out of the picture, who's going to catch me? Hahaha, let me tell you, you've been asking for it. I advise you to just give up, so I can at least leave you in one piece. Otherwise, you're going to look real ugly when you're dead. Zhao Qing beamed, pleased with himself. Ignoring Zhao Qing's threats, Jiang Li switched off his recorder and waved it tauntingly in Zhao Qing's face. Zhao Qing's face turned red with rage. What? You think you can play me like that? Even if you recorded it, so what? You think you're going to post this? It's hilarious that you're still playing games when you're about to die. That he pulled out a Pokeball and released his main Pokémon. As the former vice principal of Jiang University High, Zhao Qing was an experienced trainer. He owned 3 contracted Pokémon. He had spent too long navigating the education system and could have made more contracts with other elves, but he gave it up, and his trainer skills had grown rusty. Even so, Zhao Qing figured he could handle some punk high school freshman. Dealing with a student with a single, rookie-level Pokémon would be a piece of cake. Still, he wasn't taking any chances. He was going to take down Jiang Li swiftly and decisively, sending out all 3 of his main Pokémon. They appeared, a Bellossom, Eradicate, and an Electabuzz. Jiang Li used his analysis ability on them. Species, Bellossom. Gender, male. Level, 36, elite mid-level peak. Type, grass/poison. Ability, chlorophyll. Talent, professional level. Moves, magical leaf, growth, swallow, poison powder, vine whip, sweet scent, leaf storm. Species, radicate. Gender, male. Level, 36, elite mid-level peak. Type, normal. Ability, guts. Talent, professional level. Moves, scary face, bite, tackle, swords dance, quick attack, tail whip, takedown. Species, Electabuzz. Gender, male. Level, 39, elite high-level peak. Type, electric. Ability, motor drive, hidden ability. Talent, gym leader level. Moves, thunder shock, leer, thunder punch, charge, rain dance, thunder punch, protect, thunderbolt. Jiang Li gauged Zhao Qing's strength. His Pokémon were pretty tough, especially the Electabuzz, which was a high-level elite. Seeing Zhao Qing getting ready to attack, Jiang Li pulled out his own Pokeball, preparing for battle. Zhao Qing scoffed at the sight. Hahaha, you actually think you can fight back? What can a genius do against raw power? A dead genius is just dead. Zhao Qing had once been talented, too. His first Pokémon was a Rattata, which he relied on to get to where he was. Eventually, he got into a top Pokémon university and contracted an Electabuzz. If Zhao Qing hadn't been so good at playing politics, his Pokémon training wouldn't have fallen by the wayside. Otherwise, he would have been much stronger. Bellossom, use swallow. Zhao Qing barked the order, directing Bellossom to swallow Jiang Li alive. He imagined Jiang Li slowly dissolving in Bellossom's digestive fluids and savored the thought. Bellossom opened its maw, a dark abyss. Acidic digestive juices dripped from its mouth, burning little holes in the ground. Bellossom grinned maliciously at Jiang Li, anticipating the meal to come. As Zhao Qing fantasized about Jiang Li being slowly tortured to death, an accident occurred. Jiang Li released Arcanine from its Pokeball. It was his father's main Pokémon, sent to protect him. Arcanine's powerful aura immediately suppressed the 3 elite Pokémon. They were visibly shaken and halted their attacks. No way, no way. Seeing Arcanine, Zhao Qing was stunned. He couldn't believe Jiang Li had a backup plan. That Arcanine. I know it. Isn't that Director Jiang's Arcanine? Zhao Qing recognized it right away. After all, Jiang Li's father was the police chief in the high school's jurisdiction, as the former vice principal, Zhao Qing knew director Jiang's Pokémon. Damn it! Your last name is Jiang. Damn it, why didn't you say something sooner? If I'd known, I wouldn't have gone this far. Zhao Qing complained that Jiang Li hadn't revealed his identity sooner. If he had known, Zhao Qing wouldn't have targeted him like this, but now Zhao Qing had no choice. He knew he couldn't beat Arcanine, he was going to be exposed. Desperate times call for desperate measures, since there was no turning back, he would risk everything and laugh maniacally. Haha, so what if you're Director Zhang's son? It doesn't matter, you're still going to die. You think Arcanine can protect you from all three of my Pokémon? All I have to do is kill you, then I'll skip the country. See who can catch me. Zhao Qing was ready to throw his life away, all he wanted was revenge. Arcanine was only professional level, his Electabuzz wasn't much weaker than that, and he had two other Pokémon too. Chapter 18 Tragic End. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As long as Zhao Qing could get his electric shock beast and Lada to pin down Jiang Li's Growlithe, he could use the opportunity to take Jiang Li out of the game, so, Zhao Qing barked out orders. Lada, use Sacrifice Crash. Electric Shock Beast, use Thunderbolt. That even though Growlithe's intimidating aura was getting to them, Lada and the Electric Shock Beast attacked on their trainer's command. Lada poured all his energy into a headlong charge at Growlithe. The Electric Shock Beast crackled with power, gathering electricity until its whole body pulsed, then, it unleashed a massive thunderbolt, illuminating the dim park with blinding light and shattering the silence. Now, Carnivine, Razor Leaf. While Lada and the Electric Shock Beast kept Growlithe busy, Zhao Qing commanded Carnivine to attack Jiang Li directly with Razor Leaf. His goal was to distract Growlithe, hoping it would slip up trying to protect Jiang Li. That slip-up could be his chance to move up a level and beat Growlithe. After all, he figured Growlithe was only just starting out as a pro, and his 3 elite Pokémon might just be enough to win, but Growlithe handled the assault with ease, refusing to fall into Zhao Qing's trap. With a flamethrower, Growlithe instantly forced back Lada. The sheer heat made Lada realize that a direct hit would turn him into a crisp, so he fearfully aborted the attack and backed off. Growlithe's flamethrower then blasted straight into the Electric Shock Beast's Thunderbolt, easily cancelling it out. Turning its head, Growlithe's flamethrower then vaporized Carnivine's Razor Leaf. Zhao Qing felt a bead of cold sweat trickle down his face. He hadn't expected Growlithe to be this strong, neutralizing all 3 of his elite Pokémon with a single flamethrower. He had no idea that Growlithe was already an intermediate-level gym Pokémon. If he knew, he probably would have run already. Electric Shock Beast, Rain Dance. Lada, Dig. Carnivine, use Bind on Jiang Li. The Electric Shock Beast pounded its chest, summoning its power. It howled at the sky, and dark clouds quickly gathered, lightning crackled, and a torrential downpour began. Zhao Qing wasn't discouraged by his previous attack's failure, instead, he calmly gave out more orders. He wanted to use Rain Dance to change the weather and give himself an advantage over Growlithe. Then, he'd have Carnivine attack Jiang Li, forcing Growlithe to make a mistake, but Growlithe was done playing around, especially after Carnivine's repeated attempts to attack his boy. Yes, Growlithe had been holding back, but Carnivine had now attacked his owner's son twice in a row. That made the usually good-natured Growlithe snap. Ignoring the rain, Growlithe fired a powerful fire blast straight up into the sky, instantly burning away the rain clouds and restoring the sunny weather. Then, it landed a kick that sent Lada flying out of the ground. The force of the blow shattered Lada's bones, leaving him seriously injured and unable to move. Growlithe then summoned the surrounding fire elements, creating an inferno around itself. It slammed into Carnivine with Flare Blitz, and the burning power of the flames immediately engulfed the Pokémon. Its leaves withered and turned yellow, becoming charred. Carnivine's body started to shrivel, losing its vibrant color. The Flare Blitz had roasted Carnivine from the inside out. Even with this, Growlithe wasn't satisfied. It channeled fiery energy into its fangs, making them glow like molten metal. Then, with a single snap of its flame fang, Growlithe bit Carnivine in half, instantly killing it. The moment Carnivine was killed, the bond between it and Zhao Qinga broke, sending a wave of psychic pain through the trainer. Now he understood the agony of a broken connection. This pain drove Zhao Qinga to the brink. Electric Shock Beast, use Hyper Beam on me. Lada, keep attacking. Ignoring Lada's serious injuries, Zhao Qinga ordered it to keep fighting. However, Lada's spine was broken, and it couldn't move. The Electric Shock Beast gathered energy and formed a blue-red ball of light. It unleashed a blue-white energy beam at Growlithe. Growlithe countered with another flamethrower. The intense heat of the fire stream pushed back against the Hyper Beam. The flamethrower broke through the Hyper Beam and slammed into the Electric Shock Beast. The blast wave sent the Electric Shock Beast flying. The Electric Shock Beast crashed into Lada, killing it. At the moment of Lada's death, Zhao Qinga's spiritual connection shattered again. The pain left Zhao Qinga unable to stand. He collapsed to the ground, moaning. Growlithe then quickly ran to the Electric Shock Beast, channeled all its energy, and finished it off with another Flame Fang. Zhao Qinga's 3 elite Pokémon had all been eliminated by Growlithe. Chapter 19 Expensive Rewards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Zhao Qinga's 3 contracted Pokémon died, he totally crashed and couldn't even groan. Is he dead already? That would be a real problem, Jiang thought. He walked over to Zhao Qinga and checked for a pulse. He was relieved to find a faint breath, meaning he was still alive. As long as Zhao Qinga was alive, his Pokémon could be saved with healing at the Pokémon Center, but even if they healed, it'd only be a physical recovery. The real issue was the mental damage, which wasn't so easy to fix. Zhao Qinga's 3 contracted Pokémon had died at the same time, causing massive mental trauma. Even with the feedback he got from his Pokémon, he barely survived. Zhao Qinga might never wake up, possibly ending up in a vegetative state. Tough break. Serves him right for messing with Jiang. Jiang, you okay? Anything happened to you? That just as Jiang was figuring out how to disentangle himself from the Zhao Qinga mess, his dad showed up. Jiang had contacted him as a precaution, in case Zhao Qinga had a backup plan. Jiang wasn't about to risk his life. As soon as Jiang's dad got the news, he dropped everything and ordered the other officers over. He raced ahead, guided by the bond between himself and his Arcanine, Hyluga. He got there first, before the other cops. As soon as Hyluga arrived, he started talking to Wine Speed Dog in Pokémon language. Seeing the aftermath of the battle, Jiang's dad rushed over and grabbed Jiang's shoulders. After checking him for injuries and finding him okay, he let out a sigh of relief, but seeing Zhao Qinga's condition, he frowned. He checked him and, finding him only in a coma, relaxed a bit. Jiang, when the others get here, just say Zhao Qinga attacked you. I got here in time to have Wind Speed Dog take down his Pokémon. But I couldn't hold him back, and he took out all 3 of Zhao Qinga's contracted Pokémon. There might be a few holes in the story, but as long as you stick to it, you'll be fine. Jiang's dad was trying to cover for Zhao Qinga's possible vegetative state. Even if Jiang acted in self-defense, he still left Zhao Qinga badly injured, and Zhao Qinga's family might come after him. After all, there was no proof of premeditated murder. At least, that's how Jiang's dad saw it. Seeing his father's intentions, Jiang knew his dad wanted to take the blame. Touched, he didn't expect his dad, who usually played by the rules, to bend them for him. That's fatherly love for you, but Jiang didn't need his dad to take the fall, because he had evidence. He pulled out his recorder and played Zhao Qinga's earlier confession. Hearing it, Jiang's dad flew into a rage, glaring at the unconscious Zhao Qinga. Just then, the other officers arrived, and Jiang's dad immediately ordered them to get Zhao Qinga to the hospital. Then, he took the voice recorder and brought Jiang to the station to file a report. That evening, Jiang's mom gave him an earful when he got home. At the police station, Jiang learned that thanks to the evidence from the recorder, Zhao Qinga faced serious charges of attempted murder using Pokémon. Since Zhao Qinga was in a vegetative state, he would remain hospitalized, but if he woke up, he'd go straight to prison to serve his sentence. Given the severity of his crime, he'd likely spend the rest of his life there. Later that night, lying in bed, Jiang prepared to collect his system reward. Yuyo, give me the system reward. Request accepted. Initiating inquiry, system mission, crisis in the dark. Task content, defeat those who are after you and eliminate all risks. Task reward, keystone, completion status, completed. Distributing mission rewards now, under the system's power, a round shape appeared beside Jiang, surrounded by a black haze. It was vibrant and beautiful. It turned out that the keystone came with a matching necklace, so Jiang eagerly put it on, but even with it on, he wouldn't dare flaunt it. Such a precious keystone would be sure to tempt thieves. If it was stolen or robbed, it'd be a huge loss. After all, it was worth over $15 million. Even most gym leaders couldn't afford one. Only members of the Elite Four or champion levels in the Chinese Alliance, or members of a powerful family, could get their hands on one. Jiang wouldn't advertise his wealth. After all, he didn't even have the Mega Stone yet. Mega Stones were even more valuable than keystones. Even a common Beedrill's Mega Stone could fetch millions. A pseudo-legendary's Mega Stone could easily go for tens of millions, possibly more at auction. He wasn't powerful enough to get a Mega Stone set yet. The resources needed to train Pokémon to the gym leader level were astronomical. Only Jiang, with his system allowing him to travel to different worlds, could bypass the need for so many resources. He could level up his Pokémon much more efficiently. Jiang, with his system, was the ultimate cheater. Thinking about it, Jiang checked the system interface again and saw that his Charmander could dimension hop again. If he had the time, he'd let Charmander travel to another world to get stronger. Yuyo, let's use the system travel function now. Request accepted. Initiating inquiry. Ding. Current traversable world, Naruto. Current traversable Pokémon, Charmander. Chapter 20, A Big Commotion in Konoha and the Appearance of the Third Hokage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding dong. System prompt, initiate dimensional travel. Let's do it. Dimensional travel commencing. At the moment the system announced, Jiang Li's fire dinosaur, from its poke ball, materialized into another world. Ding dong. Elf fire dinosaur has arrived in Konoha village, Naruto world. Jiang activated the observation function in his time travel module, eager to witness his fire dinosaur's adventures in this new dimension. His view focused on Ichiraku Ramen in Konoha. A shimmering golden portal materialized, instantly attracting curious onlookers. Some ninjas immediately tensed, recognizing the potential danger. Guards went on high alert, while others raced to inform the Hokage. Then, the elf fire dinosaur stepped out of the portal. As the creature emerged in front of Ichiraku Ramen, some villagers screamed, convinced a monster was invading, but some of the more experienced ninjas remained calm, recognizing it as a summon. After all, the ninjas in the Naruto world had seen countless summoning beasts unleashed during war. The golden portal had instantly raised their defenses. Seeing the fire dinosaur emerge, they initially assumed a rival ninja village had launched an attack on Konoha. Alert. Ninjas didn't hesitate. They attacked the fire dinosaur. Hey, the fire dinosaur, intending a friendly greeting, was met with hostility, but because of the language barrier, the ninjas couldn't understand it at all. Even if they could understand it, they wouldn't have hesitated. Fire-style jutsus, like the Great Fireball technique and Phoenix Sage Fire technique, hurtled toward the fire dinosaur. The fire techniques collided, engulfing the main street of Konoha village in flames. The fire dinosaur was surrounded. Gotcha, some ninjas cheered, certain the fire dinosaur was incinerated. Roar, but they were wrong. When the flames subsided, the fire dinosaur stood unscathed. As a fire-type Pokémon, it was naturally immune to their basic fire attacks. Still, the unwarranted assault enraged it. It had come in peace, only to be met with destructive ninjutsu. The normally mild-mannered fire dinosaur lost its cool, harnessing its inner fire and retaliating with its own fire style. Phoenix Immortal Fire technique. The flames shot toward the ninjas, only to be extinguished by preemptive water-style jutsu. He's a flame lover and vulnerable to water style. A sharp-eyed ninja shouted, deducing the fire dinosaur's weakness. Water release, water dragon bullet technique. Water release, great waterfall technique. A torrent of water surged, engulfing the fire dinosaur. A root ninja winced, realizing the destruction this would cause to Konoha's central commercial district. Using water-style ninjutsu on this scale would flood the area and give the third Hokage a massive headache, but they couldn't have known that Jiang Li's fire dinosaur was immune to water-style attacks. The effect of the water style was negated by the fire dinosaur's water absorbability. Pokémon with water absorb regain health when hit by water attacks. The ninja's water style attacks were just a minor inconvenience. In fact, the attack did less damage than the fire dinosaur's natural healing ability. The ninjas had inadvertently wrecked the commercial district without harming the fire dinosaur. Hey! After the water receded, the fire dinosaur emerged from the wreckage. Seeing it unharmed, the ninjas despaired. The fire dinosaur, now utterly furious, unleashed its dragon energy. Streams of draconic power burst from its mouth and nostrils, concentrating all its energy into a single attack. Dragon breath. The ninja in front of it was instantly blasted away, the attack plowing a trench in the ground. The lingering energy from the dragon breath would permanently damage the ninjas. They would be unable to become ninjas in the future. Just as the fire dinosaur was basking in its victory, a massive staff slammed down, causing the fire dinosaur's life or death instincts to kick in. It was locked on. The fire dinosaur tried to escape, but the attack was too fast. At the last moment, the system activated and teleported the fire dinosaur to safety. The giant staff struck the ground where the fire dinosaur had stood, creating a huge crater in the business center of Konoha, shaking the entire village. After the attack, an old man in Hokage robes appeared. The staff retracted into a monkey. Hokage-sama. Was the intruder eliminated? A ninja asked respectfully. It was the third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, but the third Hokage frowned, shaking his head as he stared at where the fire dinosaur had vanished. Seeing his expression, the ninjas knew the intruder had escaped and began to whisper. Enma, have you ever seen a summoning beast like that? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked his personal summon, the Monkey King Enma.